Nice to meet you, Csaba.
Nice to meet you.
You're Amycel representative in Balkan countries. What countries you're responsible for?
Our main market in Balkan is Bulgaria and Romania, and South Slavic countries, Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. These countries, they have mushroom industry. They have compost yard and modern and not too modern facilities for growing mushroom.
How is mushroom business grew in recent years, and what is the state of mushroom business now in those countries?
These Balkanian countries has a very big potential of mushroom cultivation and mushroom business because they are far from the big mushroom exporter countries from Poland, Hungary and Netherlands.
It's not so far from Poland.
I think it's okay. The Polish mushroom industry can sell a lot of mushroom to Bulgaria, but only the B class and the second and the third class. This means that the local growers has big opportunities to produce good quality mushrooms for the first class consumer, or the consumer who looking for the nice quality of the mushroom.
Can you please explain how mushroom business looks like in Hungary?
If we speak about mushroom business, the foundation is the production of the compost and the raw materials. There is three player in the compost business in Hungary. The biggest and well-known company is Biofungi Limited, which is the company group of three different companies. They are producing the biggest quantity of the phase 3 compost in the market, for the market. They are selling the compost not just in Hungary, but to Romania and South Slavic countries, sometimes to Poland, sometimes to Italy, and small quantities to other neighbor countries. And of course, they use a lot of compost in own mushroom growing facilities. The second big player is the Korona Mushroom Union. This is an old company. This company made the phase 3 compost first time in Hungary. And the second compost player now in Boglar Champ Limited, which company owned by the Romanian Hungarian double citizen family. They bought the compost yard in Tök. These three compost company can cover the request of the compost. The compost what requested by not just Hungarian but other neighbor countries mushroom growers, and they are producing only phase 3 compost.
And all of them are selling compost to the growers, including Boglar Champ?
No, Boglar Champ using compost only for own mushroom farm. All compost transported to back to Romania, to Pilze Nagy where there is a big investment, more than 50,000 square meter mushroom growing surface there is in Pilze Nagy. They are producing fresh mushroom for Romanian and Italian market. And sometimes they sell fresh mushroom to Hungary if it is necessary. And I have to tell you, there is a big influence company of exotic mushroom business, Pilze Nagy Limited. This is a very influenced company of oyster substrate production.
And Pilze Nagy company is one of the biggest in Europe.
Yes, but now not just Pilze Nagy is the main player production of the oyster substrate, because Biofungi started to produce oyster substrate from 2015. These both company, of course, they competed with each other, but helps a lot to improve the technology, improve the service, and they sell a lot of substrate not just in Hungary but to Poland, to Romania, to South Slavic countries. They are producing very good and stable quality of oyster substrate. This is very good for stable production of the oyster mushroom for the fresh market. Step by step, the oyster mushroom is more popular, and the consumer looking for not just white and brown agaricus, but oyster.
You mentioned that it is possible in Hungary and other countries to get some support from European Union, maybe from local government. How it influences development of the market, and how many players now on the market, how many farms operate in Hungary?
About the subsidies, every country has a different system for the subsidization. In Hungary, every 2-3 years, the government opened a big grant, and every player can apply the subsidies. Around 45 to 60% can apply the subsidy for the total budget.
So they can get almost half of investments from the government.
Yes. And in Romania, there is another system. They can apply a little bit more subsidy for the mushroom investment. I know there are some of the new investment in Romania. The totally different system in Croatia, because there are some Croatian companies who get very huge investments to build a compost yard and a mushroom farm, and the subsidization rate is close to 90%. This sounds very good for the investor, and speed up to build up the new facilities, because this is huge money, helps a lot to buy and expand the modern technologies. For example, Osatina Group, close to Osijek, is a big new company. It's not totally new. They established the business 3-4 years ago, and they are producing now very good quality of the mushroom, and the mushroom appeared not just in Romania but in the Hungarian market. So the competition between the different countries is year by year is harder, but it is good news that the consumer eat more and more mushroom in our region.
Yeah, definitely. The bigger is competition, the better is product, and the price is more affordable. What the prices are now in Hungary? Let's say what growers get for their product. It's average European level, or
yes, the average is European level. Of course, the price is increasing year by year because of the energy and raw material cost is increasing. Around, okay, I can tell you, the growers can get close to €2 per kilo for agaricus, but in the market, the supermarket, you can buy €4.5 per kilo.
€4.5 retail price.
In the bottom mushroom, yeah.
So how many growers do you have in Hungary? Let's say I saw the number quite a long time ago that it was
around
hundreds. So the number is decreased, and
no, the number reduced because the small players disappeared. Producing mushroom in the cave is not profitable now, And
But it used to be here.
only few players grow mushroom in the cave, but I think sooner or later they will disappear in the market. They cannot produce good quality. They have to use chemicals. They have to use disinfectant chemicals. No enough laborers. This is a very big problem. The people don't want to work in the deep.
These conditions.
The conditions is not too good for the people, and the big mushroom farm became bigger, and now there are 1, 2, 4, 5 serious mushroom producer farm. The biggest is Korona Mushroom Union. They have around 40,000 square meter. They expand. Now this year they will start to use the new 30,000 square meter because they will finish 28 new rooms.
So they're expanding and using this European support.
Yes, European and Hungarian support is. Biofungi finished a lot of investments and they expanded the company, and the Pilze Nagy working on the big expansion. They are working on the two new tunnels and reconstructs the old facilities, growing facilities. So I can tell you that many new investments is running in Hungary.
So production is growing.
Yeah.
Production is
Yeah.
growing.
But the small growers cannot produce mushroom profitable way. They will disappear. Only the big players will be bigger, as usual in Europe.
And you said that you have like 5 biggest companies. You included also Pilze Nagy, which is oyster production. But those 5, what share of the market they occupy in the region, in Hungary, let's say? Roughly.
Yeah, it's very difficult to say because, for example, Korona Mushroom Union focusing the local market and producing a lot of canned mushroom. Biofungi focusing export mushroom to Austria and other countries. They can sell mushroom to Belgium, to Spain, and to Germany, and sometimes to Poland. And Pilze Nagy is, of course, because they are producing a lot of oyster. They are selling in abroad. Maybe 70-80% of the oyster mushroom they are selling in the export market.
But if you go to supermarket in Budapest, do you see local mushrooms or
only local?
Only local.
Sometimes can Polish mushroom appear in the hard discount, but mainly the Hungarian consumer can buy local products. Yeah.
Csaba, I wish you and your market future growth, and thank you very much for sharing with me this information.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you.